So if you're a developer, you know the drill. You build something awesome, and then comes the final boss, getting it online. But what if I told you that you could host unlimited websites for all your portfolios and projects super fast and for absolutely free? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how, using a tool you probably already live in every single day, GitHub Pages.
You know the feeling, right? You've just finished a project, you're excited to show it off, and then you hit the hosting wall. You start looking at plans, the fees start adding up, and the setups can be a real headache. It's just a frustrating hurdle that honestly keeps way too many cool projects from ever seeing the light of day.
But the thing is, the solution has been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It's right there in your developer toolkit. We are, of course, talking about GitHub and a powerhouse feature called GitHub Pages. It's a clean, powerful, and yes, completely free answer to this whole web hosting problem.
Okay, so let's start with that big promise. What exactly is GitHub Pages, and how in the world does it pull off this idea of free, unlimited websites? What's the catch?
The secret, the key to all of this is one word: static. This is the foundation of how it works. A static site is basically a collection of pre-built files, your HTML, your CSS, your JavaScript, that are just sitting there ready to go. When someone visits your site, those files are sent directly to their browser. There's no fancy server-side code running in the background, no database to connect to, which is exactly what makes these sites so incredibly fast and secure.
And this slide really breaks down that difference. On the left, you've got static sites, perfect for things like your portfolio, a blog, or project documentation. They're simple and crazy fast. On the right, dynamic sites, the kind you'd need for an online store or a complex web app. For pretty much everything in that static world, GitHub Pages is just the undisputed king.
So why should you choose it? Well, the perks are kind of hard to argue with. It's completely free for any public project. You get one main portfolio site plus unlimited sites for every other project you have. Your entire website is version controlled with Git, just like your code. And on top of all that, you get professional features like custom domains and automatic HTTPS security, all for free. Seriously.
All right, that's enough talk. Let's get our hands dirty. Let's tackle our first quest, creating your main portfolio website. This is going to be your personal home on the web.
And the process is, well, it's almost ridiculously simple. First, you create a very special repository. It has to be named exactly yourusername.github.io. That special name is the magic trigger. After that, you just add an index.html file, you commit it, and you push it. That is literally it. GitHub takes care of everything else. This one single command, this is your big red launch button. Git push. That's all it takes. You send your code from your laptop to a live global website. I'm not going to lie, it feels like magic every single time you do it.
And here's the payoff. After that push, your website is live for the entire world to see at this nice, clean URL. It's your digital business card, powered directly by your GitHub account. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay, one site down, but I promised unlimited, right? So let's level up. Let's see how you can create a unique website for every single project you've ever worked on. The workflow for project sites is almost identical. You create a new repo, but this time you can name it whatever you want. Add your website files, push them up. The only extra step is a quick one-time setup. You just pop into the repository settings, find the Pages section, and tell GitHub which branch to publish. That's it. You do it once and you're set.
And just like that, you've got another site. See the URL structure? It's just your main URL with the slash and the name of your project repository. You can do this over and over and over again for every single project you have. This is the real secret to getting unlimited free websites.
So now you have the basic superpower. Let's talk about leveling up, taking your site from a fun side project to a truly professional-looking presence. This is where you can really make your work stand out.
The biggest step you can take is adding a custom domain, and this slide breaks down the two main ways you can do it. You can point your main domain, like yourdomain.com, directly to GitHub servers using what are called A records. Or you can use a CNAME record to point a subdomain, like www, to your GitHub Pages URL. Honestly, the CNAME way is often a little bit easier to manage in the long run.
Now, if you do decide to go with the main domain, these are the magic numbers you need. These 4 IP addresses are what you'll copy and paste into your domain registrar's DNS settings. Using all 4 just makes your site a little more reliable.
And if you want to supercharge your whole workflow, you can use something called a static site generator. GitHub has native support for one called Jekyll, which means you can just write your content in Markdown files, push them, and GitHub builds the website for you automatically. It's awesome. For more modern tools like Next.js or Hugo, the process is just a little different. You run a build command on your own machine, which creates a final folder of static files. Then you just push only that output folder up to GitHub.
Now, this all sounds a little too good to be true, right? As amazing as this service is, it's important to know the rules of the road. So let's quickly cover the fair use limits, just so you know it's the right fit for your project.
There are really just 3 main limits to know, and they're all super generous. First, your published site can't be larger than 1 gigabyte. For a static site with just code and images, that is a ton of space. You'd have to try really hard to hit that limit.
Next up, you get a soft limit of 100 gigabytes of bandwidth every month. Again, for a free service, this is just an incredible amount of traffic. It's more than enough for personal sites, project docs, and most blogs. And finally, there's a soft limit of 10 builds per hour. This is really just in place to prevent abuse. For any normal human-driven development, you will probably never even come close to hitting this. So to wrap it all up, just remember, this is for static sites only. For the free plan, your code repository has to be public for everyone to see. And while the limits are generous, it's really designed for personal and project sites, not for massive, high-traffic commercial operations. The real takeaway here is that GitHub Pages is just an absolutely incredible platform. It completely removes the barriers of cost and complexity, letting you focus on what actually matters, building cool stuff and sharing your work with the rest of the world. So, the tools are in your hands, the platform is ready and waiting, and it costs you absolutely nothing to start. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?